Lee Jones here from esports.net. I'm joined by Alvaro after making it to the Swiss stage with a win today. I guess, first of all, I just want to ask about your performance specifically. There was a lot of praise for you and Super as well. Well, you've got to be pretty pleased with how you guys played today.
I mean, I'm really pleased because I think especially me, I step up. I think also in terms of confidence, I was giving a lot of confidence to the team, and I think it showed up. I will say I'm not still pleased because I'm the type of person that is really competitive and also always wants more. So yeah, right now I'm just happy about today. I just want to look for the next time that we're going to face people in the Swiss stage. And I think we need to train a lot because now the good teams come. But yeah, for now it's going to be like I'm happy about my performance and I'm just looking forward for the next series.
Wicked. How did you find it going against Betty and Woody today? Because obviously you guys coming in to the year as rookies, and there's obviously been this whole famous run. But Betty and Woody, especially Betty, he's been to Worlds and MSI and everything so many times, and it was obviously a huge mismatch in terms of experience on this stage. So how did you find it against them specifically?
I mean, I think they played really well. I'm a bit surprised, not especially in laning phase, because I think they are playing a bit of a, let's say, weak side, or they're playing a bit more safe. They're playing for the team compared to other bot lanes in Europe that they want to play, like to kill you or take some advantage. But what surprised me about the enemy super, I think he was playing really well, moving around the map with the vision. I think it was like something that I always had to take twice into account. I had to think twice in the game where he's putting the vision, or I should put this vision if he's on a World Cup here or anything. And then I think enemy AD, he had kind of like a decent performance on the second game, but then I think it was not anything insane. But yeah, I think they are still a strong opponents, and I think as a team they play well.
Sure. It looked like there was a couple of games today where you guys had quite an early lead. I'm talking like literally first like 5-10 minutes, and then it kind of slipped up a bit, and then you came back.
Yeah.
Why do you think it was where you got a couple of these really early leads that it did slip and you didn't quite keep hold of them?
I mean, I think we take these early leads because I think we are a really proactive team in early game. We are kind of aware of what we want to play for and as a team. But then when this, as you call it, slips start coming into the game, I think it's because we are not really, I will say, aware of some of the parts that are happening in the game. For example, I remember the first game when we are fighting on the bot grabs and they are flanking from top side and from bot side. I think there, for example, we were not really confident and we were not pulling the trigger on one of the both places. So then we just waited and they end up going from both places. And I think we had one of these slips every game, and I think something that we need to look forward to fix it, because yeah, like if we play into better teams than PSG, it's gonna take us. I mean, there is a thing that you say in Spanish that they take you from the arm and they don't let you leave, and I think they will just keep taking advantage. So it's something that we need to for sure work on and understand why it's happening.
Sure. Talking of like having a really good early game, then presuming no jungle items, is that a strategy you guys came up with? Talk me through what was going on. What it was like at the moment that realization happened.
I mean, so first of all, I will say I had a deja vu that I think in the first game of Worlds, it happened to one jungler in the last Worlds, that the jungler didn't have items, so he couldn't kill because he got invade and he couldn't do the red, so he had to base. And I was like, no, there's no way that this is going to happen us now when we are deciding the series. And I think everyone was too focused on what they had to do individually and because we were talking about what can they do level 1, we need to be here, we need to work here. And then I think no one of us was like, okay, let me press tab so just to check items, And then when he's doing the red, he say, oh, I don't have items. I'm like, no, there's no way. I press tab and I'm like, okay, I will just try to play as best as I can in bot lane so I can have the best impact. But I think, for example, he didn't get punished that much, even if he had to base and everything, because enemy did like a full clear into top lane, and then he was able to base and be on time on bot. So at least it was not the worst because he realized and he just didn't die to the buff. But it was a bit of a scary situation.
Sure. Yeah, it worked out in the end then. One thing I want to ask about as well. So in game 2, their bot lane, they had Misfortune Leona.
Yeah.
Game 2 was the one that you guys lost, and then game 3 they had the same bot lane again. What was the thinking behind letting them kind of run it back in that sense?
I mean, in third draft, what we were looking for is going blue side, and we know that enemy team was also prioritizing the Aurora. So what we thought is, okay, we're gonna leave the Scarlet and the buy open, and if they want to take one, we will trade with them, because I think they were a bit reliant on Junja on these champions. So what we wanted to do was just first pick the Aurora, and we didn't think that the Miss Fortune and the Luna were a problem the last game. I think it's because we just misplay. And in the end, we took the Aurora, we let them pick whatever they wanted, then we contest with what we wanted. In the end, it was not the buy, we end up going with the Viego. And I was confident that taking the Alistar was the best, because like into Leona is good, into all the melee champions that they had, it was like really insane. And I think it was not like we were not really focused on the Miss Fortune Leona itself. I think it's a bit annoying because they can force prio a bit with Miss Fortune, even if you can match it with Ethereal. But I think they were just paying for the comfort.
Cool. Just going back to your personal performance again, why do you think it is that you specifically have been able to play so well? I know you've been singled out not only today but in the first game as well. What is it that's made you so comfortable? Do you think it helps to be kind of in the usual location or anything?
I mean, if I had the truth of everything, I will tell you without a problem. To be honest, I'm not sure. I know how capable I am of my skills, and I know that I'm even better than this. I'm not showing everything. I think I'm playing decent anyways. But my problem is that I think it's mostly something that I need to still find why it's happening and how I can replicate it again. But I think it's probably related to mental. It's something that we have been working with both my staff and my psychologist. And I think it's something that is probably way more deep in my brain, and it's something that happened already since I was a child, like in childhood. Probably I have fears, and it's something that you need to go really deep. So I'm not right now in time to fix it, but at least I'm happy that right now I'm doing it. And I think it's something that I will need to reflect for the next year, so I can be a better player.
Sure. I also want to ask you about the overall narrative around Mad Lions at the moment. There was obviously a lot made of win rates and things across the whole year coming into Worlds.
I even joked about.
Yeah. Have you almost felt like even that means that you guys kind of need to perform and needed to get to Swiss stage? Otherwise, imagine you guys had gone out, it would be, oh well, see, they didn't deserve to be here. So do you kind of feel like you're still having to prove that you should be at Worlds?
I mean, to be honest, haters, there is always like, for example, right now, people are going to say that PSG is playing bad and we don't deserve to be, we are shit. They are going to say it. I think, for example, you in your life, you just don't need to listen to these people, because I think, of course, you can take the things that will work for you from them. Like, for example, there is feedback that even if it's not in the best way, you can take it. But I think, for example, the people that they were complaining about the win rate, they didn't really realize how the league was going, because we were the third best team in the league, and it showed up. Like, we almost won into Fnatic and we almost go finals. And at that specific moment, we were the strongest team. And I even joke that coming into play-ins is going to make us have a bit more of win rate, so maybe we can finish in a positive win rate this year. But yeah, I think for me it was not an extra pressure, because I was just thinking on what we could do as a team, and I already knew what we were able to achieve. Right now it's the time that I'm not sure, because I think in Swiss stage there is way stronger teams, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be way hard, because we will have to face already in the first round or BLG or Hanwha Life or FlyQuest. So to be honest, even if FlyQuest is the least strong there, I want to play into BLG or to Hanwha Life. Even if I get the stomp, I want to learn from it, and that's it.
Perfect. And then, yeah, maybe just to end on then, how do you even go about setting expectations now? Because you think from the start of the year, outside of probably what you guys would have thought, a lot of people saw your roster and thought, you know what, you're not going to do much this year in the LEC. You finish second, you then get to Worlds, now you get to the Swiss stage, and it's like, okay, yeah, where do you kind of set expectations now at this point?
I mean, for me, my objective, and maybe it's a bit of a risky expectations, but it's making it to top 8. I want to go to Paris and play a best of 5, because I think, for example, in best of 5 we are a stronger team when it comes to mental as well, and to preparation for the drafts and the games. But I think, for example, for me, I just want to improve and play the best individually as I can, and I want to also play the best that we can in team. Maybe it can happen that we perform on our peak, and maybe our peak this year is not enough. So I just want to at least enjoy the experience and take everything that we can from it. But my expectation is gonna be going at least top 8 and then fighting for everything that we can.
Perfect. Well, we'll leave it there then, Alvaro. Thanks very much for your time, and
Thank you.
yeah, good luck.